It's been dubbed the ethnic gap, not just votes, but 24 extra seats that the Conservatives did not win at the last election because they're failing to win over black and ethnic minority voters. Research shows that just 16% of them backed the Tories, but why? The general election may seem far away, but it isn't for the party strategists. And one issue they and we will be focusing on in the run-up is the ethnic minority vote. Tonight, rapper and entrepreneur Boya Dee has been to Manchester for us to find out what the Conservatives are doing about it.
My name is Boya Dee. I'm a musician, entrepreneur, and not the biggest politics fan. So when I think Tory, the first things that pop into my head are always Thatcher, Eton, and Eton mess. And it's an opinion that's shared by the vast majority of people I know, like my friend Tolly.
Upper class, snobs, look after the interests of big business.
Do you think it would help for the Tories to directly just have more black MPs?
I don't think that's enough. You need to have someone who lives the life of the person you're talking about.
So what do you think the Conservatives could actually do to kind of pick up more ethnic minority votes?
I don't feel a relevant Tory presence within young people. Like, I'm not saying there needs to be a hero or go-to person that all young people can relate to, but just someone who's asking the right questions.
Because like I said,
I then travelled uptown and met my friend Iola to get her take on the Conservatives.
I would say elitism, forced preservation, and discipline.
there's a lot of people that feel disenfranchised from politics in general. How do you think that gap can be bridged between kind of Westminster and like the everyday man, woman and child, you know?
I definitely think there's a divide there, and I don't think that politicians are the only one to blame for that. I think maybe we don't understand them either as much as they don't understand us. And all that comes from really is lack of knowledge and lack of taking time to find out, to discover.
I remember when we started this thing.
See you later, Dom. Take care. I'm really glad that I managed to speak to a couple of my mates before I went up to the conference, because not only has it kind of bolstered a few of my opinions, it's made me question a few as well and given me a few other things to think about. So I guess I'll see you lot in Manchester. So now I'm going to a fringe meeting to see if I can get any answers.
These are questions about who you are and who you feel you are and what sort of country you want to live in.
Boya, Channel 4 News, only 16% of black and ethnic minority voters vote Tory. How do we bridge the gap?
84% of them are wrong. But it's...
Well, I wasn't going to let him get away with that, so I asked Bernard to explain himself.
Well, there's a patronising way of doing this, about reaching out and engaging, and you hear an awful lot about this. Actually, I just think we need to challenge each other and listen to each other. Let's face it, most English white people distrust their politicians too, so join the club.
Why is he dressed in blue?
Because he's a Tory, isn't he?
Tory, yeah.
I carried on my quest for more answers and thought I'd catch up with young Asian activist Benita to find out how the Tories could do better.
I'm 22, and having been involved in local politics and national politics for 4 years, I've actually never felt a token, and I think that's really powerful. So yes, you know, traditionally in the media, perhaps 20, 25, 30 years ago, it did have that image, but I really think it's different now.
So if Benita's the new face, Jacob's what I'll definitely call old school.
So I'm probably the most archaic Tory you could have found wandering the streets of Manchester. I had a dinosaur following behind me politely at a safe distance. I think we've got to be ourselves, we've got to be genuine, and we've got to show that we really are there to serve everybody in the country, and that it's about serving rather than being the masters. I think that's the crucial part of politics that the Conservatives have to get across.
My last stop was with Sean Bailey, an ex-advisor to David Cameron, who's hoping to become a Conservative MP. Could he be the one to convince me I was wrong about the Tories?
If you're going to say to me, is there enough black and ethnic people in the Tory party, I'm probably going to say no. But I'd say the same about women, and I'd say the same about the Labour Party, and definitely Lib Dems, because they have no black people. And if someone says to me, why am I here, why am I in the Tory Party, I have a rule. Let's change things, let's get involved. The two places that I think black people should be is in banking and in the Tory Party, because that's where the power is, where the influence is, that's where the finance is. Let's get involved. You know, black people mustn't shy away from a place where there's no black people. If there's a secret there, we should learn it.
I'll admit before today I had some deep preconceptions about the Tory party and politics in general. But over the past couple of days, after talking to a few people, especially Sean Bailey, I'll admit my opinion is swayed a bit. They're not as bad as people may perceive them to be. And I know they still have a problem with black and ethnic minorities not voting, but I'm sure there's people, I'm confident there's people within the party who are trying to make a change. But whether or not that's going to happen, it's a whole other kettle of fish.
That is all. Thanks for listening. Smoking these daily and Marley.